This is our test analysis for our Unit 3 test on Lesson 4, Volcanoes. Let's get started. Question 1 is talking about which of the following factors helps determine whether a volcanic eruption will be violent or relatively quiet. We talked in class about gases and pressure making your violent eruption. So let's look at our answer choices. A is the amount of dissolved gases. That sounds right. B, temperature of the magma. Well, that would cause it to explode too. That would build up some pressure. And composition of the magma. If it was made of something that easily heated up, that would make it more explosive. So if you see that you have an answer choice that's all of the above, that's usually your answer. And that's the case here. So our next question is, the particles produced by volcanic eruptions are called what? Now, this is just a definition. Laccoliths are not something that we've ever heard of. We're going to have to talk about those in class. Calderas, that is a definition of a part of a volcano. The caldera is the top part of a volcano when you have your volcano here and your caldera is here. Pyroclastic material. Now, pyro means, we did talk about this in class, pyro means fire. So if you have pyroclastic material is the stuff that's on fire. So that's the stuff that comes out of the volcano. Now, volcanic stocks, that's the part that builds up with lava, and that's another just definition there. So your correct answer here for number 2 is pyroclastic material. Going on to number 3. Let's see if we can look at this diagram. Old diagram. Well, you can see most of it here. This one is, if you look at the diagram, you'll see a volcano, and there's different parts of it labeled. Now the question says, what is A? Now A is right here at the opening of the volcano. So your answer choices are a magma chamber. Now if you're looking at your volcano, it looks like this. Here's your magma chamber. Here's your mouth and your caldera and all that stuff. So A would definitely be the magma chamber because it's down here at the bottom right here, A. So what I did was I just drew the volcano and labeled the parts in my head before I even looked at the question. This is just a straight up right there kind of answer, guys. So it's magma chamber. Looking at the next question. Again, you've got the picture of your volcano. What type of volcano is illustrated here? And I gave you a hint. It's a large, steep, has symmetrical sides, and alternating layers of lava. That was your biggie right there. It's very steep. It's got alternating layers of lava. This word that means layers is strata. Another name for a stratovolcano is a composite volcano because it's composed of 2 different layers. So composite and strata volcano are the same thing. So let's look at our answer choices. And it was composite cone. Pretty straightforward there with that one too. Number 5, let's look at that. Number 5 says, which of the following plays a major part in determining the form of a volcano? Now, if you're looking at the answer choices, elevation above sea level has nothing to do with volcanoes. The local soil type, maybe, but not really unless we're talking about some igneous rocks. Magma composition, yes, because if you look at your cinder cones are steep, but they're not as tall and steep as stratovolcanoes. And cinder cones don't have lava. Stratovolcanoes have lava. There's lava. There's lava. And cinder cones just have lots of ash and dust and things like that come out and then layer down. So that's ash and dust. So their magma composition makes up what they are made of also. And nearness to other volcanoes has nothing to do, just like the elevation above sea level, it has nothing to do with any of it. So your correct answer there is C. So process on that one a little bit while I'm clearing this canvas. Number 6, which of the following is true about cinder cones? Hey, we just talked about cinder cones. They have very steep sides. That is true. They do have very steep sides. Steep sides. They are usually less than 300 meters high. That's true because your stratovolcanoes are very much larger. And they often occur near other volcanoes. Yes, these, since they are smaller, occur near other volcanoes. And since you have a D that's all the above, that's your correct answer. If you see all the above, most of the time, it's going to be correct. Not always, but most of the time it's going to be correct. And if you see more than one answer choice that could be right, and you have all the above, you know it's pretty much guaranteed that it would be all the above in that situation. Number 7, a caldera is, and this is just a straight up definition, guys. Let's look at the answer choices. A caldera would not be a violent volcanic explosion. That's talking about the pyroclastic explosion. A caldera is not a type of volcano. It might sound like one, but it's not a type of volcano. It's a part of a volcano. And the next one is large depression in a volcano. So yes, that's the correct answer. You have your volcano, and the mouth blows, and this falls in. That's your caldera. So when all this blows up, you've got your mountain, and this part blows up, comes off, just like this. And what's left is your caldera. And a large volcanic bomb would be a large rock that's thrown out of the volcano. So that would not be the answer there. I'll let you process on that one for a second. Number 8. Magma forms when solid rock in the crust and upper mantle do what? When you've got your solid rock in your upper mantle, your earth, you've got your upper mantle here, lower mantle here, upper mantle, lower mantle. Then you've got your crust. This is your lithosphere. This is your asthenosphere. Remember that, guys? Asthenosphere is right here. That's the part that melts. So when you have magma that forms with solid rock in the crust and upper mantle, melts. It's not going to crystallize. That would be an igneous rock. It definitely wouldn't vaporize because it's under the earth. And when it cools, it would crystallize. So B and C are too similar, and they're not the correct answer. So the answer there is A, melts. Almost done. Number 9. The volcanic landforms at divergent ocean boundaries are. This one gets a little bit tricky. So let's drop anchor and talk about this one for a second. So if you've got your oceanic crust, just like this. Okay? And this part is going in this direction. This is divergent. This part's going in this direction. This part's going in this direction. When they pull apart, you get this opening right here, and in the opening comes lava. So lava comes up. And when it comes up, it makes a ridge, just like that. So if you're looking just at the top part of this, let's see, right here. If you're looking just at this part right here, if you're looking at the topography of that, it would look like a mountain under the sea. So here's your, change colors. Here's your sea. Here's the ocean. This is under the ocean. So you'd have a little mountain under the ocean. That's a ridge. So this is an oceanic ridge under the ocean. It's caused by a divergent boundary. Continental volcanic arcs are caused by continental and oceanic crust coming together. We learned that on the last test. Volcanic island arcs are oceanic and oceanic crust coming together. And ocean trenches are when oceanic crust and continental crust come together. And you've got a trench behind where the subduction happens. So your correct answer for number 9 is A. I'll let you process on that one for a second. If you need to pause the video to think about it and write some things down, please don't hesitate to do that. Our last question that we're going to go over. If the debris within a landslide mixes with enough water, it can trigger what volcanic hazard? If you're looking at your answer choices here, a tsunami would be an underground earthquake, and a tidal wave would be similar to a tsunami. And your pyroclastic reversal, that is totally made up. That's what we call a detractor. It detracts you from the other answers just to make sure you understand what you're really talking about. So lahar is the definition of that. It's just a straight up definition. And we talked about lahar in class quite a bit. Now 11 through 15 are just vocabulary. I added 5 of your 20 vocabulary words to your test. So if you missed those, you can go back and look at your vocabulary that we did in our Quizlet. And if you have any questions, let me know. You can rewind this video and watch it as many times as you want to. You've got it now to help you go over the test. Your test relearns. There's a test relearn form. Test relearn worksheet. So you're going to do this. And your due date is in your classroom. That's in your Google Classroom. And then, if you want to do a retake, so you're going to turn this in Google Classroom. If you want to do a retake, so you want to retake the test, get as good as you possibly can, you want to fill out the form. So you want to attach this worksheet to this form so that I can make sure that you got all your answers correct on your worksheet. Go over anything with you that we need to go over before you retake it. It's very important that you understand the questions you missed before you take the test. Otherwise, your grade won't go any higher. So you're going to fill out the form and submit it. And that is your permission to take the retake. And our retake is going to be this Wednesday when we're in virtual. Everybody's in virtual. But they figured that was the best day to take it. So if you want to do the retake, you have to have your relearn in before Wednesday. So it needs to be on Tuesday afternoon. If you have any questions, let me know.